that justice will be served. We are so proud to have her as a partner and an ally who not only shows up when she's invited, but she's there all the time for our community and all Brooklynites, and all Bronxonites. Sorry, I'm from Brooklyn. All Bronxonites. So it is my honor and my privilege to invite up District Attorney Darcel Clark.
في جون والحدث هذا هو الموكب اليمني.
Alright, she will be right here in a few minutes. We're going to pass it on to Yahya to introduce
اليمني وجميع
السلام عليكم. معنا مشكلة عاد والشرطة جاءوا 3 مرات عندي وانا اقول لهم بعد شوي بعد شوي بعد شوي، بس الان وصلنا للحد. السيارات اللي وقفت بالبسطة ضروري يمشي. هذا الشرط منهم اللي طلبوا مني فقط. فساعدونا اي واحد معه سيارة في البسطة ياخذها. Okay, so the next speaker that I want to invite up, the next guest speaker, he's a role model for the Yemeni community. He's a role model for me, and I've spoken to him numerous times where I say, you know what, you set a foundation for our community. We're proud of you. Thank you very much for setting the foundation that has brought hundreds of thousands of Yemeni Americans to New York. So I'd like to invite Yama President Abdeslam Mubarak.
الرئيس الحمدي وجميع الاحتفال هنا.
Thank you very much, Yahya.
أهلا وسهلا بكم.
Thank you all for coming today for a special celebration. But before I start, saying my speech, I think, remembering ابراهيم الحمدي, we need to set up a moment of silence and also to read the Fatiha for this moment right now. Please, can you do so? على روح الزعيم الحمدي. نعم، أشكر كل من حضر، وأولا أرحب بكل الحضور. أولا السفير عبد الرحمن الحمدي،
محمد
ولد المهندس الحمدي،
الحمد لله.
ولد
الحمدي. يمكن لا والله مش
هؤلاء جاءوا من اليمن على أساس اليوم التاريخي. For this historical day that we are as Yemeni Americans in the Bronx, in New York City, the Big Apple, there is a street going to be named after ابراهيم الحمدي. I also want the ambassador of Yemen, the Republic of Yemen in Washington D.C., the ambassador to the United States, Mohammed al-Hadrami. And I also want to welcome the permanent member of the UN, Abdullah Saadi. He's the representative of Yemen in the United Nations. And I also want to welcome all the politicians that came in today, and especially the Bronx politicians. And I don't want to forget also the counselor that basically helped all Yemenis in New York and making go through the bad times when we can't travel to Yemen. He makes everything very easy for us. Ali Ubaid, this is the person that served the community. And I also want to welcome my friend and the old ambassador to South Africa, Naguib al-Gaboubi, and all the politicians that came in today, the borough president, the district attorney, the city council, all of them that came in over here today. I want to thank them for coming in today. But I want to just tell you one thing. There's one thing I want to talk about here today, and it's the important day about coming to the Bronx, to the square of ابراهيم الحمدي. A square of ابراهيم الحمدي is going to be history, not just for us or for everybody that that are here today, but for all the generations of Yemeni Americans that live in this borough, the great borough of the Bronx, that welcomed all the Yemenis and also named this area as the Little Yemen. How proud we are from the people that basically voted for it. I want to thank Yahya Ubaid for working so hard to make sure that this day happened today. Yes, we want to thank them all. We should thank people who really work hard for the community. It's not just that they do things and we don't thank them. There is one thing I need to say. A lot of you over here in America don't understand what the time of Al-Hamdi was, but I had the opportunity as a Yemeni American that grew up in New York City and Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy, and I also used to come to the Bronx also. So it's not that I wasn't coming to the Bronx, I used to be here. But when I traveled to Yemen during the time of Ibrahim al-Hamdi, in the country of freedom and justice, the United States of America that gave us freedom for all people that came to this country. I remember that I lived that time. I went to Yemen and I saw the president of Yemen, Ibrahim al-Hamdi, that basically was ruling in Yemen under the rule of the law, not under the tribal rules or the officers or the military rule. He's the only president that I basically saw. He want to transform Yemen from a country of tribes into a country that rules based on the rule of law and give the freedom for all Yemeni people. And this is why we don't have it today, because they assassinate him. Yes, they assassinate him. If he was living today, we would live in Yemen in better ways, in better life in Yemeni people today. But they did not. So I want you to understand that history will always be here for Yemeni Americans and the Bronx, that America, the Bronx, New York City is the only city that commemorate Ibrahim al-Hamdi and put a square under his name. Aren't we so proud of it today? Should we be very proud? Why don't we yell? We are proud, yes. Thank all the officials. Thank all the city council people. The community board that basically voted for that. This is what we need to thank. The Bronx is the one that put a street under the name of our great leader, Ibrahim al-Hamdi. And this is the importance of why it happened, because of our community work, our people trying to work, and the participation to vote, to elect the right officials to the right offices that will help our community thrive and live in this country just like any other community. We need every one of you to register to vote. Very important. This is why politicians, they come in and see, because they want you to vote. And we want you to do that. This is how we're going to bring our community. Our community is going to stay here forever. Remember, it's not the time that we're going to come over here just to make money and go back to Yemen. No, this is our country. We live in America. Our children live in America. And we want them to be a participant in this great country, the United States of America. Thank you very much, all of you, and I appreciate that.
Jazakallah khair, Abdussalam. Thank you so much for your words. The president of the Yemeni American Merchants Association. He's also joined here by the vice president, Zaid Naji. He's also joined by Naji Al-Muntasir, who's also on the board, and I'm also on the board. So we are so honored and privileged. Again, a big thank you to Yahya Ubaid, the community board, all of the city council members and officials who made this day possible. I want to now invite up Councilman Oswald Feliz, who is the councilman for this area where the street naming will be taking place. It is his advocacy and the advocacy of his predecessor, Mark Jonai, who fought really hard to make this an opportunity for our community to have a street named behind it, as well as Richie Torres, who was also city councilman back then. So I want to thank him. He's now going to come up and say a few words. Councilman Oswald Feliz.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. I am Councilman Oswald Feliz, and I want to start by congratulating the Little Yemen community right here in the Bronx for everything you've accomplished. Everywhere I go, I see one thing: success. I see so many members of our community becoming small business owners. I see our young children becoming professionals, doctors and lawyers. And recently, this community scored another historical victory, including the election of our good friend Yahe, the chair of Community Board 11. Let's give him a big round of applause.
الله يرحمه.
And that is exactly what this community is about.
المهم
It's about
استودعكم الله
progress.
والسلام
It's about
عليكم
hard work.
ووافقكم ان شاء الله
It's about
بآخر
giving back to the
الصور على
community.
صفحتي زوروها.
So
ولا
today is a
تنسوا طبعا
historical
الدعم
day, and I'm
لصفحتي،
really
الدعم
honored and
لصفحاتي
privileged
على
to join all of you in
الانستغرام
celebrating.
وعلى الفيسبوك.
And also
هتلاقوها
many
باسم
important
في انستغرام على
accomplishments that we did not get
اكترس
here
منى
alone.
الاصبحي،
We got
وعلى
the
صفحاتي
dedication
الثنتين الممثله من
of
الاصبحي. هتلاقوا نفس الصوره موجوده في جميع الصفحات وايضا على تيك توك. لا تنسوا انكم تدعموني، انا محتاجه دعمكم واحنا من غيركم ما نسوى. شكرا جزيلا لكم وعلى متابعتكم الحلوه، ومشيش اطول عليكم مع اني شفقتكم طبعا.
Equality for everyone, including
وشكرا
liberty for
جزيلا
everyone.